Like I just did like 37 different intros, but hey, welcome to the State of the WIP, part 1, wherein I talk about this bin of shame behind me that you've probably been staring at every episode and wondering what's inside. Some of you have said that you're wondering what's inside. So let's go through the bin of shame. There's no shame. There's no shame in WIPs. I'm saying shame. It's not, there's no shame. You just gotta knit what sparks joy in the moment. And sometimes it only sparks joy for a couple of weeks and then you get tired of it and it goes in the bin. So that it can spark joy later when you pull out something that's like 2/3 finished and you're like, oh wow, I can finish this so fast. And then it's joyful all over again. Okay, let's look in the box. Actually, wait, before we look in the box, we're gonna go through all of the WIPs, including, very briefly, the things that... Are we? Sure. We're gonna very briefly go through the things that I'm actively working on that you've just heard about a few days ago on the last episode. So it's gonna be very brief. So we've got the boho throw cardigan. This is a back piece. It goes like this. This is the sweater that I'm making for my mom. That's the back piece. And that's a front piece. This is a front piece. And this is another front piece. But I still need 2 sleeves, seaming, and a collar and a hem. That's what the bottom part's called. Yeah, okay. So there's that you know all about. So we're not going to spend any more time on that. Get out of here, yarn. Okay. The other thing that you have definitely just heard about on the episode, the regular scheduled episode of the podcast, is the Even Heel Socks by Nikki Knits, doing that out of Fibre Co. I'm just doing this because this is what I say every week on the podcast, and you get it twice in 1 week, there, you really will never forget about the pretty blue socks that I'm making for Mr. Diana. Okay, there's that. Oh, and that, I keep forgetting to say that it's in I believe this is a dragon fiber bag. Does it have such a tag on it? That would be really, really helpful right now if it had a tag. It does not, absolutely not have it. I think it was a dragon fiber bag. I don't know. It's firefly themed. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. I love it. It's the perfect sock sack. Okay, get out of here. We already know about you. Okay. The other thing that's been living on my desk as purely a decoration for like a month now, in my beautiful yarn bowl that never actually holds the yarn that I'm actively using, it just ends up being a stuff bowl, or at the moment a project bowl. These are the Diana socks that Nikki Knits designed for me, and every time I pull them out, I say how much I love them, and that is always true every time I pull them out, and yet somehow I still haven't finished the second sock, and I've been working on these since, I don't know, what, July? I swear I love these. But other things keep getting in the way. There's mystery knit-alongs that have deadlines, and there's Christmas knitting, and that's a deadline, and there's other people having birthdays, and those have deadlines, and then there's, I don't feel like working on anything that I currently have casted on, so I'm gonna cast on something new, and don't judge me. Don't judge me. Anyway, this is also out of Fibre Co. If you're a Patreon member, you just go give all your money to Erin. Just do it. We're all doing it already. Just jump on board. Okay, those are the ones that we've heard about recently and relatively recently. Now we can dive into the, nope, this way, bin. Now we can dive into the bin. Okay, I said there was no shame in the bin, but I feel like there's gonna be a little bit of shame. Certainly some guilt. Okay, well, let's start with the thing on top. We have the 8-bit sweater. Yay! We remember this one from last year, right? It was mystery knit. Excuse me. It was a mystery knit along, I believe, from it was a geek along from Lattes and Llamas, I think. It was a free pattern, she said with great confidence. And I love it. I still love it. I'm so gosh darn close. You saw in the intro video, I'm sure that it comes up to like here. So like I've only got like not much knitting left on this, and it's all the decrease rounds. I've got one chart, which I've already done the modifications to that I wanted. Modifying because the top chart is like a console video game controller, but this sweater was designed to go along with a Child's Play charity thing, and so the video game controller was the Child's Play video game controller logo. But I wanted a more standard looking controller, so basically I just moved the D-pad over. I just drew some extra dots on my chart on my PDF in my phone that's somewhere, whatever. So like, I can just pick this up and knit it. It's all good to go. Yeah, I really just gotta finish this. I super want to finish this. This needs to be my ugly and heavy quotations Christmas sweater this year. Because just look at this. Got stars and Pac-Man and the Zelda thing. I think that's the Royal Crest. We've got a Mega Man. We've got the Boo Ghost from the Mario games. We'll have a video game controller on the top. We've got the Mario mushrooms. We've got Space Invaders. We've got Tetris. Like, there's so much good stuff. And it's in a stunningly neutral color palette. So it's somehow not even that overwhelming given how busy it is because it's so neutrally colored. So I'm super excited for this, and the instant I finish the boho throw, this is becoming my main project because I want to wear this! Ah! Okay. I'm going to try to find the project bag with the rest of the yarn for this now. I think it's this one. Oh, this is a precarious stack. Okay, is it this one? It is this one. This is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. The dark color is actually a blue. I realize it looks black, especially next to the beige, but it's actually a very, very dark blue, and I believe it was Midnight Heather. Yep, there we go, Midnight Heather. And the light beige color is Oyster Heather. And I'm going to now put this sweater in its project bag, which is just a canvas shopping bag from Kit and Ace that they gave me because I spent too much money in their store one time. I think possibly actually when we were at Knit City in 2018, they have a Vancouver store. And I went and bought some stuff from them, and I got a nice canvas bag when I bought stuff from Kit and Ace. They make really nice t-shirts. Super nice t-shirts. Okay, there's that. Oh, here's a fun thing. I think this showed up on precisely one podcast. Yeah, I cast on and I think I knit 4 rows, maybe? It's this gorgeous lace weight, I don't actually even know what it is, but it's gorgeous and lace weight in a like a golden orangey, very autumny fall color. It is a yarn that my mom bought ages ago, wanting it to be socks. And I said, ha 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 ha, no, but I can make it into something. And so this is probably like 6 years ago at this point. So it was going to become a cowl. It was going to become a lace cowl for her birthday or Christmas, because her birthday's in December, so it's basically the same time of year. Basically the same knitting timeline. And I love the yarn. I love the pattern. I don't know if I love the pattern. Actually, I only got 4 rows in. The pattern was fine. I hate these needles. Like, I don't like DPNs at the best of time, but these needles are so sticky with this yarn. It was just such a fight to get the yarn to scoot along the needles. So I cannot use these needles with this yarn for this project. It's just not going to happen. That's why it didn't happen. So this is gonna get frogged. Maybe we'll frog it right now, actually. This is gonna get frogged. And I will cast it on again later with some nice circular needles, because I have Chowgoos now. Or like Knit Picks ones, or or not Knit Picks, Knitter's Pride. I have lots of better needles, is my point. So I think some nice Chow red lace needles for this project. That's what what this gorgeous yarn deserves. I don't know. Might be a wool silk because of the sheen. I don't know. I've lost the ball band as things go in the bin of shame. This is a small thing, so I'm going to put it on the desk. What else do we have in the bin? Okay. In the teacup bag. There is some guilt and shame. This is all of the yarn that was supposed to be for the Harry Potter mittens that my niece and nephew requested like last summer, that they wanted for Christmas last year, that didn't happen, because I thought I could, I wonder if it's still in here, I thought I could design a knitting pattern for mittens, and we all know how well I do with mittens. Yeah, so well. Okay, that's that. And that's, oh hey, that's where that went. Bag of ends that I was using to make cat toys. I'm gonna make so many cat toys this year because like everybody got a cat over the pandemic and everybody needs cat toys now. I think I have to make like 15 cat toys. It's ridiculous. That's for everybody getting like one cat toy per cat. I have to make like so many cat toys. Okay, that's everything in here, which means that the pattern that I made at some point is somewhere. I don't know where. Anyway, I had this nice grid where I did a pretty decent job, I thought, of designing the various house logos that had been requested, and I just absolutely did not account for the thumb. It's the thumb gusset thing. I did not math properly. I didn't account for it. Nah. So this year, I tried again. I bought a knitting pattern and knitting away quite happily on it, and I super just got distracted by other things. So this is the pattern's just called HP. It's, I believe, originally written in Swedish. It has English translations that are good enough if you generally already know what you're doing. I would definitely not call this a knitting pattern. Yes, it's a knitting pattern. It's not a beginner pattern, is what I meant to say. It's definitely not a beginner pattern. Because, yeah, just look at all those fine little stitches. Yeah. Anyway, because I still think I know better, I modded this pattern again. The first foot chart, the first line of footprints, was supposed to be the cuff. And I didn't really think about that. I was like, I'm just going to put on a nice ribbed cuff and then I'll just start the first chart. And I didn't really think about how the first chart was supposed to be on the cuff. So the cuff is supposed to be like here, like the mitten's not supposed to actually start until like here. So this mitten's going to come out being pretty long. Also, these are supposed to be for kids, and this is like light fingering weight yarn, and it's 80 stitches around, and I don't think that's going to be small enough for even a 9-year-old. So I got kind of bummed out about that and stopped working on it, even though the pattern is great and I love it, and this yarn is so soft. I have some really interesting tension issues right here. Ooh, those long floats, man. but like, tension issues aside, my float management was like on point. I'm really happy about that. I did the oh my gosh, focus on the knitting. I did the ladder back technique for the longer floats, and it's nice. I did a good job. Pat myself on the back. But these are not going to be appropriately sized for the people for which they are intended. Especially since the other recipient will be 7 in January. So her hands aren't going to be any bigger. So I don't know, I'm just cursed about trying to, I should stop trying to do advanced techniques with mittens until I've successfully knit a few pairs of mittens, and I should stop modifying the patterns. And I just gotta knit some mittens like the pattern says and stop thinking that I know better. I think that's my problem, is I think I know better than the mitten pattern, and I never know better than the mitten pattern. So, lessons learned. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this, because, like, it's well done and I don't really want to rip it out because I still like it, but it's just gonna be the wrong size, so I think maybe it needs to get ripped out and restarted. I don't really know. So for now, this is, ooh, did I like knit on this outside? Why is there like plant matter on here? For now, I'm just gonna wind this yarn up and stick it back in the bag, because I don't know what to do with it. I mean, this yarn is going to be for these Harry Potter mittens. It's just gonna take me like 3 years to make these stupid mittens. Oh my gosh, I got this so tangled. I haven't pulled these out. I think this was the bag that I took with me when I went home in October over Thanksgiving, and I just like stuffed things in here unceremoniously, so it's all like not quite tangled. Anyway, this yarn is Wool-like by Loops and Threads. It's acrylic, it's soft. I think the kids will like it. I will eventually figure out how to make some Harry Potter mittens that gosh darn fit their child-sized hands. Of course, by that time, they will have small adult-sized hands, so I don't know. Maybe I should just knit them some small adult mittens, and hey, you'll grow into them, and until then, just layer some other gloves underneath. I might just do that, honestly. I'm so done. I want these to be done, and they're just never, ever, ever going to be done. I don't know where the rest of the yarn for this is. It had a project bag at one point. I don't know where it is now, but this is my Chalography from the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along this year. This is section 1. I finished the I-cord bind off, and I picked up for the next section, and that is as far as I got. I got distracted by other things that have deadlines. So, I don't know, this might go on waste yarn for a bit so I can reclaim these really nice needles. Not that I need this particular size of needle for anything. But I got some Chow-goo needles! This cable, the red cable on the cable on the Chow-goo needles is the best thing. The needles are like fine, but the cable on the Chow-goo needles is what everybody, and the join is just perfect. So when people are freaking out about Chow-goo needles, it's the cable and the join that are so perfect. Anyway, this is out of, oh, my hair apparently. This is out of yarn from Fireweed Fibre Co. Maybe I'm a little obsessed. I don't remember what all the colors are. I think I have the ball bands all still. I know this was almost Forget Me Not because this was a custom dye, more or a less variegated color of Forget Me Not, which she has in her store. Why has this got so much of my hair in it? Oh my god. I believe the gray was charcoal, I think. I don't know where the rest of this project is. I literally do not know where the rest of this project is. There's 3 more balls of yarn somewhere. And I don't know where. I hope that I'll find them by the end of recording. I should have no idea where they are. Okay, let's keep going. Oh hey, I have a West Knits bag. West Knits are the best knits. And in this one, I have my Mohairino medley. Yeah! I think I cast this on for a knit along or a reason. There was a specific thing that I did this for. The spring cleaning cowl, that was it. We did a spring cleaning cowl. And I did not do much cleaning. It was a kit that I've had for a few years, and it's nice. I think my problem with this one was I wanted some boring vanilla knitting at the time that I was trying to convince myself to do this, and it's not quite boring vanilla knitting. Some sections are like pretty vanilla, and some sections you have to count to make all the increases line up. And I was not into it at the time. I still love the colors, I still love the pattern, I still really want to finish this thing. It will get finished. Eventually. Just not anytime soon. Ooh. Let's see. We have the Mohair was Coral Reef. We have, I think maybe this one was Arctic Wolf. You know, I really should have done the thing where I stuck these in labeled bags. That would have been, like, smart. I don't remember what the name of this was. Sand, maybe? And then this one was, like, Silex, Silax, I don't know. I don't remember. Or was that one Metal Dust? Yes, sorry. This one was Metal Dust, and this one was Silex, Silax, something or other. I don't remember. Maybe it's Silet? Maybe it's not an X. Maybe it's a T. S-I-L-E-X? T? I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know why I call myself a podcaster, to be honest. Like, I'm obviously an embarrassment. Like, I have lost 3 balls of yarn for a project. And I can't follow a knitting pattern to save my life. So, like, I don't know how I get off calling myself a podcaster. I'm actually just sort of a disaster. This bag is, oh, okay. So I've got a Llama bag. It's a very big bag. It even has a nice zipper on top. This is my bag full of patchwork cardigan squares, and I motored through making all of these like 50 some odd squares in like 2 weeks, and I was so into it. And then I realized I was not gonna have enough yarn for, yeah, I think I have this much yarn left, which is not gonna be enough for all the hems and cuffs and everything. So I knew I was gonna need a little bit more yarn. The best, couldn't get more of the same color. The best I could find was this gray and white one, which is, you know what, that's fine. I'll have variegated gray and white cuffs and stuff, and that's totally fine. I think it's even technically a smaller weight too. Yes, this is a Karen skinny cake, and I think this was a Karen big cake. So, like, they're not even the same yarn weight. I don't know. I think that's probably what turned me off, was I wasn't able to get quite the right yarn. But honestly, like, you want to go down a hook size for your cuffs anyway to make sure they're nice and snug. So, like, honestly, it's fine. I just have a hecking lot of seaming to do, and, not interested in doing it. So I believe Jocelyn had offered to seam this for me while I'm home over Christmas. Excuse me. So if packing space allows, I might submit my sweater squares for seaming. This is my problem. I get like 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through a sweater, and then I'm like, oh, it's taking too long. I'm gonna do something else. And I end up with, now I have 2 sweaters that are less than a week's worth of effort away from being finished, and they've just been sitting there for months. What's this? Oh, we have the Black Widow bag from Ginger Snap Yarns. I don't know what's in here. Oh! My Contours fingerless gloves, which honestly, I obviously needed the needles for something else, because they're on scrap dental floss right now. Not even waste yarn, they're on scrap dental floss. But you can see they have this lovely, like, not a cable, but like a ridgy sort of effect. And the yarn ends up doing this sort of microstripe thing between a very dark purple and a very dark teal, so it just sort of looks vaguely burgundy from back here, actually. Why is it focusing on the background and not my face? That's... Hi. Focus on the things, please. On the items. There we go. And now on my face? There we go. Yeah, so it just sort of looks kind of burgundy from back here. This lighting is getting questionable. I swear I have like 3 hours of good light in a day. if it's even sunny. What else was I going to say about this? This is probably the oldest project that I conceived of and still want to knit. Because I bought the yarn and the pattern for this years ago, pre-podcast. I was at the Fibre Festival, the Manitoba Fibre Festival, with my mom. So this is possibly even pre-Jocelyn. Anyway, very long time, and I still want these. I really just gotta finish them. Like, they're not even hard. They're not even hard. It's a tube with some ridges on it. They're not even difficult. It's not even difficult. And I think this is the pattern back here. Ah, yes it is. So I'm gonna stuff that in its project bag like it should be in the first dang place. There. We're not done yet. Oh, hey. But I did find the pattern for the cowl that, this one, the lace cowl. Yeah, stuffed to the bottom of the box. I finally found the magazine with the pattern in it. It's from Interweave Knits, Spring 2019. It's the Iris cowl. It was gonna be this. It will be this eventually. I just need better needles. This is... I think this is a very pretty thing that my mom would appreciate. Actually, heck, I would appreciate it in, you know, like a black or a navy blue or something, or with a bit of sparkle, or add some beads, and I don't know. Anyway. That's that. Okay. We have wheat? I don't know. Wheat? Arrows? Arrow fletching? I don't know. This was made by a friend for Christmas a few years ago. Just super nice. What is in here? Oh, it's the King's Flame shawl. It's Jocelyn's pattern that I was test knitting, that nobody had any delusions that I was going to finish in any kind of a reasonable time, which is good because obviously I did not, because the King's Flame has been out and available on Ravelry and Etsy and possibly other places for months. And here it is, still unfinished, still... What is going on here? Just hanging, just chilling in the bottom of my WIP box. Anyway, this yarn is still gorgeous. It is from Malabrigo. The colorway is Diana. I bought 2 of these balls on sale years ago because it was on sale and it had my name on it. Literally had my name on it. And then the black, of which I have a very tiny little bit here, is some generic black sock yarn. I don't know, it's generic black sock yarn. It's not interesting. Do I have a ball band in here? Let's find out. That says it's Diana. Oh wow, I haven't even wound the other ball of Diana yet. It's still in skein form. But isn't it pretty? This is still available, by the way. I saw it in a yarn store just a few weeks ago. So this, if you want this, it's Diana by Malabrigo, and it's gorgeous. Do I have the ball band for the black in here? No, I do not. I don't know. It's generic black sock yarn. It's black sock yarn. Get some black sock yarn. Yeah. I do still like this. I think the baubles sort of killed me a bit, and that's why this didn't... They're not even baubles. They're these things. I love the way they look, and I do not regret doing them. But they are so slow to do, and there was this giant section of them right here, and I just was kind of done. And I know it goes so much faster after this because there's like a big lace section with the black after this. And so I do still want this. I will still finish this. Just not anytime soon. Sorry, Jocelyn. Okay, we're down to the last thing and I need to turn on some more light. Okay. This is the last thing in the box. This is the last thing in the box. Oh my god, the last thing in the box. What is this? Oh! This is a project so old, I have a paper pattern. This is pre-using digital patterns, which I've been doing for like 2 or 3 years now. This is a paper pattern. This is the Stormborn Shawl. It was a Game of Thrones mystery knit-along in 2014. That's 7 years ago. Almost 8 years ago. So I had started it, and I think I was just not ready to do lace at that point in my knitting career, because I think at that point I'd have only been knitting for maybe like 2 or 3 years at that point, and I'm like, psh, I can do lace, and like I was doing the lace, but like it was stressful. And so I stopped doing the lace. And then I think the last time I did one of these videos a few years ago, I found the project and went, yeah, I still want this, and frogged it because it had been years and my gauge is absolutely different. So I started again at some point in the last year because I really wanted to work on lace. I was having a lace kick, apparently, a cast-on lace kick. So I got like this far in and my lace kick ended. So that's great. It's a very busy yarn to be doing lace in. Like, you can't really... Maybe if I hold it against my shirt? There we go. If I hold it against my shirt, you can see the lace. So this is really something you're going to have to take in from far away, but basically it ends up looking sort of like dragon scales, and then the yarn's all like pinks and purples and oranges and fiery colors. So, still want this. Will finish it. Again, not anytime soon. Oh my gosh, this is so old. This is so old. The yarn is in a ball, not a cake. This is from before I knew to wind yarn into cakes. I wound it into a ball. I should probably rewind this because it's been in this ball for a long time. But you know I'm not going to, and I'm going to knit the shawl anyway because it's lace and it'll block out, right? Right. Say it with confidence and it becomes true, right? Right. Okay, that is an empty WIP box. Hey, that's everything in the box. It is not everything behind me. Nor is it all the theoretical things in the closet. So part 2, we'll be going through the rest of the stuff up there and finding out what it is. Because, to be honest, I don't totally know. And then I have... Oop, I gotta scooch the other way. And then I've got some other crafts in these drawers. That are largely theoretical at this point. And we can go through some of those too. So come back next week for part 2, where I go through more crafts that I have forgotten about. Yeah! Oh yeah, don't forget to knit or something. Quick update. I found the other 3 balls of yarn for the Chalography. They were in a bag that was in this corner just out of frame that I had very specifically looked at and then framed the shot so that the bag was not in it. It was the bag with the other 3 balls of yarn that I like willfully did not see. Are there ball bands in here? There are not. But you know, I found the other 3 balls of yarn, so that's good. Oh. Let's start recording and get some ridiculous B-roll of me talking to myself because I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody knows what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I should know what I'm doing. I'm a podcaster and I have no idea. No idea what I'm doing. I'm a podcaster. I'm a YouTuber. What is that? What is that nonsense? I don't know. Okay, well, I think I'm supposed to have an intro for this. I don't even know where to look. I can't look at myself. There's so many of me. I don't like this. Well, hey, why are we haying? I don't know. What is going on?